Good morning, USA soccer fans and football fans. Bobby Cardenas coming at you from Lancaster this morning. Okay, Saturday morning, getting ready for the next two quarterfinals. I waited till this morning to do my second post. I was going to do it last night, but I decided to rewatch the Brazil game and take notes as a referee, purely from a referee standpoint. By the way, this referee jersey is from Denmark. Danish friend of mine who plays in my soccer league. She manages a team. Got it for me, I think about 10 years ago. Okay. These are the notes I took yesterday. A lot of notes. Let me give you some numbers. 24 Brazil, 19 Colombia, 43 total. Fouls called in yesterday's match. Cautions, 2, Brazil. Colombia, 1. First caution, 64th minute, when Silva impeded the release of the ball by the Colombian goalkeeper at the top of the area. That was the first caution. What is the first responsibility of us referees that I've gone over and stated several times in my posts? Safety of the players, correct? When you fail to act appropriately as a referee in cautioning offenses early on in the game, it escalates. Players lose faith in you, players lose respect of you, and it becomes a free-for-all. Fouls all over the place. They start whacking, hitting each other. They'll do anything they feel they can get away with. Even if the foul's called, they're not facing any repercussions in the form of cautions and or possible send-offs. That's horrible. Let me give you a stat. The first foul committed by Brazil was against James. It was in the first minute. The third foul committed by Brazil was against James, which should have been the first caution. By the 15th minute, there were a total of 4 fouls against Brazil and 2 against Colombia. Let's go back to that second one, though, against James. James is coming down the center of the field, directly towards Fernandinho. Fernandinho puts his body in front of him, so he's not going anywhere. Hits him with his thigh on James' inner right thigh, goes over. That's a tactical foul, and it's sending a message. James had already been fouled twice. There's something we refer to as persistent infringement, and you must recognize it as soon as possible, and you must know ahead of time the key players from both teams that are going to be targets. Let's face it. It's important to stop the opponent's main goal scorer. You can either do it legally, pressing him, just playing him fairly, or you can do it illegally, fouling him. Persistent infringement means the same act is consistently performed against another team, against a specific player or players, by one team's player or players. James, throughout the game, was fouled 6 times. No cautions. He could have been cautioned. There should have been cautions twice on Fernandinho. For this third one, and for another one later, where he hit him in the back. Okay. We shouldn't criticize referees just for the sake of criticizing them. We're supposed to support each other, right? But as professional referees, you have to be able to take criticism and give criticism. Not because you're being hateful, but because what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. Had the referee issued that's caution against the play against James in the third foul, chances are that it would not have escalated to the point that in the second half, Neymar got nailed in the back with a knee to the point that one of his vertebrae has been fractured. He's out for the rest of the tournament. And who knows how much longer after that. That's a sad situation when that has occurred, probably, I can't say definitely, but probably because of the attitude of the players up to that point. You cannot frustrate the players and make them feel that they're not getting a fair deal. It's their game. Protect them. How many times do I have to emphasize that? Another thing. Stop wasting time, you as a referee. Do you know that one of the first free kicks given to Colombia by Brazil in the first half, the referee starts to make the walls and accept. Okay, the foul itself took place exactly at as the clock struck 35 minutes. Do you know that the kick wasn't taken until 36 minutes and 56 seconds? That's almost 2 minutes. To take a free kick? Because the ref was taking his time setting up the players and the wall. And by the way, this free kick should have been a cautionable offense because it was caused by the Brazilian player bringing his foot up high, studs out, nailing the other Colombian player's foot as they were both going for the ball. It was reckless. Should have been cautioned, wasn't. On the free kick itself, Neymar and Fernandinho should have been cautioned for encroaching on the play before the ball was actually played. They're standing just off to the wall. You can see it right where the referee can see. They're about to jump in. They're already past the wall. And as soon as the player makes the move to pass it, because there were two Colombian players, I think it was James was involved. Just as he starts to make the move, they encroach. And as he gets the ball to James, I think it was, and makes a kick, it's blocked by Neymar's back. That should have been cautionable. So what happens is all of these events mushroom to the point that in that second half, it seemed as though we were getting a stoppage of play almost every other minute. Ridiculous. Should not get to that point. I could go on and on and on. I won't. Let's sit back today and enjoy these games. Hopefully, everybody does what they're supposed to do. The players control the match, the managers control the match, and the referees manage themselves and officiate properly so that everybody has an enjoyable experience and there's no griping afterwards and nobody gets hurt. It's a shame that Neymar got hurt. Really a shame. Okay? But let's go out on a high note. It's now time for me to change, become a civilian. I don't have my cerveza yet. I will. I'll post either between these two games or afterwards. Maybe both. We'll see. Okay? In the meantime, go USA!